Hello everyone and welcome to the tavern. Today we're doing a different kind of GunPla review. I'm actually talking about my first weapons pack. This is the Gundam Base Limited Weapons Pack number 1, which has a whole bunch of Zeon weapons. I unfortunately already took it out of the bag, so you're just looking at the instructions on top of the runners. As you can see, it is made up of 2 runners. Kind of close on each one. First one has like a lot of different option parts, and that's probably the majority of the stand, because this has a bunch of weapons and it has the stand itself. So I wanted to just kind of show you what it all looks like and what you get before I actually tear this all apart and start building it. Each of the weapons come with a lot of optional parts. First, you have 2 barrels for each type of weapon. The long and short barrel for the Gatling laser, and a heavy and lighter Zaku machine gun barrel. In addition to that, there are 3 different scopes for the Gatling laser. You have more of a standard scope, the handle, which doesn't actually have a scope on it, and of course the big one that everyone seems to notice, the bipod, which also has an open and closed variant depending on how you want the gun displayed. Each gun has 2 magazine options. For the Gatling laser, a double canister or a single canister, while for the Zaku machine gun, you have the standard Zaku machine gun drum magazine, or you have a more traditional looking magazine for the machine gun. The Gatling laser has 2 different types of handles, an upward facing handle if you want to have a lower slung weapon, and a standard pistol grip. The Zaku machine gun has the standard Zaku machine gun grip, or a more heavy duty late war Zaku machine gun grip with a grenade launcher attachment. The Zaku machine gun also has 2 different stock options, a collapsible stock and the standard stock. One of the things that makes this kit really interesting is the sheer amount of customization. This allows you to put the guns together however you like, and these were the first 2 designs I went with, using the heavy ammo cartridge with the bipod and the pistol grip, and the other one using the short barrel, the single pack canister, and the upside down grip. And I'm not a huge fan of what this looks like when it all came together, but that's the fun about this. You can kind of play around with what you like and what you don't like. I think overall one of my bigger issues is the bipod here. Well, I do think it looks cool. The big problem with it is you really have to have your Zaku positioned in a way to actually utilize the bipod. So you're either going to need to have some sort of barricade in your diorama that the bipod is standing on while the Zaku holds the pistol grip, or you're going to need to have the Zaku lying on the ground, using it like a heavy machine gun. Either way, I don't know how useful it is. Honestly, the folded type might be the way to do it if you like this scope. Otherwise, you may just want to skip it completely, and otherwise maybe use the support grip instead alongside the reverse handle, which is what I believe I'm going to do when I swap this up next. Either way, you have a lot of options with building the laser Gatling gun. So here's the final version of the machine gun. Unfortunately, you can only make 1 machine gun. Even though we have 2 stocks and 2 grips and 2 magazines and 2 barrels, we only have 1 tip and 1 scope. So unfortunately, this is kind of what you're stuck with. Personally, I think it came out to look pretty good. It's an interesting kind of take on it. Side grip there, the grenade launcher. Kind of wish I could make 2 guns though. That would have been nice. The weapon stand is a nice touch. As you can see, it has little clasps there for 2 different weapons. So whatever 2 weapons from this set, which comes with 3 weapons, that you don't want to use or don't have machines for, you can just slot into here. It's relatively easy to make. The little hooks open up. Although when I try to open them, they tend to pop out, so just be careful with that. Otherwise, it looks nice, and when you put the weapons in it, it looks pretty cool, and it adds to a Zeon base display if you have a base set up. One of the nice parts about the kit is that it comes with the hands necessary to use the weapons. These 2 are designed to be used for the Gatling laser, so you have an alternate holding hand and an alternate trigger finger. And these 2 are designed as your Zaku machine gun hands. There's nothing really unique about them, but it's nice. So it may require some custom paintwork to get it to match to the proper Zaku hand design. In case anyone is curious, I did try swapping the magazine to see if I could slot in the alternate magazine for the Zaku machine gun. Nope, it does not slot in, so this gun cannot swap any parts of the standard Zaku machine gun. Not only are they put together differently, but even the part that I thought might have a similar connector does not. Which I guess wouldn't matter because the color wouldn't match. Which is kind of the same problem with the hands. Because they have this Gundam-based blue color, well, if you intend to put these hands on a standard Zaku, you are going to have to paint them. That is one of the flaws of this kit, and a warning to those who might want to put this kit to use. Overall, I generally like this. The stand looks pretty cool, so even if you have no intention of equipping anyone, you at least get this cool stand holding a couple unique looking weapons. If you do intend to equip your Zakus with these various weapon options, it provides you with some good customization to allow your weapons to represent the style that you think looks best. More than that, you could just put a standard Zaku machine gun and a Zaku bazooka on here and it would still look perfectly fine. It doesn't really matter what guns are on this rack, it just matters that you have this cool looking rack to go with all your various Zeon weaponry and Zeon GunPla. It's not particularly expensive, which is also nice. The drawback is, because it's a Gundam base exclusive, you're only going to be finding this at either very limited events here in America, when we get special events on P Bandai and they make this available, or if you fly all the way out to Japan and they happen to have it in stock. That's really the biggest problem with this, in my opinion, is how hard it is to acquire. But I think it's worth grabbing, especially if you just get tired of all the same Zaku weapons all the time. And considering how many Zaku variants there are, you can get sick of seeing the same old machine guns and bazookas. And having these allow your troop building to feel like your troops all serve a different purpose on the battlefield. Which, granted, the Zaku is primarily a grunt suit and designed to be a frontline fighter, it isn't out of the realm of possibility that various commanders might have specific types of weapons they prefer to use, rather than the standard gear that they are given. If you have a large Zeon army, and you have the opportunity to grab this, I say go for it. Otherwise, it's probably not going to add too much to your overall collection or your dioramas. Thank you for watching. I hope this has helped your GunPla purchasing decision. I'll be back with more kit reviews over the summer, and until next time, I'll see you at the tavern.